Fair to say you simply flooded the system with money.
Yes, we did. That's another way to think about it. We did.
Where does it come from? Do you just print it?
We print it digitally. So we, as a central bank, we have the ability to create money. That actually increases the money supply. We also print actual currency, and we distribute that through the Federal Reserve banks.
That's it. That is it right there. The explanation for why AMC stock is going up parabolically. Don't know if we have any AMC chads in the house. I know some people get in on these meme stocks. Well, I was listening to some information about AMC stock, so I thought I'd come live again today just to kind of explain what's going on. What I listened to gave me the idea that I might want to buy some, and I might want to buy some really exotic outside the money call options. But I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. But I thought I would tell you kind of what's going on with AMC based on what I learned today. And I learned this by listening to a different podcast. I listened to the Real Vision Daily Briefing. There was a guy in there called Weston Nakamura. And I would say just go listen to that. But my wife tried listening to it and said it was a little boring. So I'm trying to bring it to you in a way that is understandable. Not to say that it was to me. I was fascinated. So I definitely think you should check it out. He said some things that I thought were really interesting that would maybe explain why the price is going up so much. And he gave the impression that it might not be stopping anytime soon. And if it doesn't stop anytime soon and it just keeps going to the moon, then it could break the whole system and end up with people losing all kinds of money, and it could end up with regulations and people cracking down on the apes investing in call options right now on those brokers, on those online brokers like Robinhood. So let me tell you about it. I'm your host, Nathan Stoltman. This is LTV Crypto. We talk about financial news and cryptocurrency and all kinds of stuff, really. I have a sponsor for the show. It's our t-shirts and hoodies. I'm wearing our propaganda hoodie today. Check it out, truthclothing.io. We have really, really nice merch. Not bullshit, but nice, really nice. And we have free shipping on orders over $50. Still, we know about the inflation. The inflation is hitting us too, but we still have the same prices. In fact, some stuff's on sale. So go to Truth Revolution Clothing at truthclothing.io. Check it out. We have cryptocurrency shirts too. Litecoin, Bitcoin, R. Check it out. Truthclothing.io. All right. So what's going on right now with AMC is it was up 95% today. And money is flowing back into meme stocks. And people might tell you that it was a short squeeze. So what I'm here to tell you is that it apparently is not a short squeeze, and it's something called a gamma squeeze. So do you think I can explain that in a way that doesn't put you to sleep? I might be able to. A short squeeze, which is what happened with GameStop, happens when a lot of people are bet against a stock. And it requires that those people exist. Otherwise, you can't have a short squeeze. You have to have a bunch of people that are betting that the price of something is going down. They're short. And those people actually need to buy the stock. They just want to buy it at a lower price. They had to borrow it, but they have to buy it again. And if the price goes too high, they'll cut their losses and buy the stock. And as the price goes higher, more and more people who are short have to buy the stock and make the price go higher. This is what happens in a short squeeze. So triggers, people are short. They sell the stock, but they need to buy it later. If the price goes too high, they have unlimited losses. So once the price gets high enough, they have to buy. And so the apes on the web forums figured it out. They figure out, okay, if we buy enough, we'll get to those targets, force short sellers to cover their shorts and buy, and then that'll make the price go up, and then it'll cause a cascading effect, and more shorts will have to capitulate and buy and buy and buy, and the price can go to the moon. That's a short squeeze. This is different. Something called the gamma squeeze. Has to do with call options. Has to do with something called outside of the money call options, or OTM call options. And this is what people are buying. People aren't just buying the stock and having the price go up the way you might understand it. People aren't just buying the stock. They're buying options on the stock. And that is causing the price to go up. And it creates something called gamma, which I can't explain, but it makes sense all the same. Now, what is a call option? That's where we get into the education portion of the show. So you can buy something called options on stocks. You can buy a call option or a put option. These are bets on the price movement of security. So a call option is a bet on the price of something to go up. A put option is a bet on the price of something to go down. Now, to put it simply, if you think the price of something is going to go up, you can buy call options. And I'm going to try to say this in a way without a whiteboard or anything. Maybe if you have to visualize it or if you have to take notes, go ahead. But let's say that a stock is around $30, which I think AMC was at the beginning of trading today. Let's say a stock is like $30. If you wanted to bet the stock, if you thought the stock price was going to go up, you could buy call options. So a call option is the option to buy a stock at a particular price. So let's say the stock is $30. Well, you could buy options to buy the stock at $25, let's say, at some future date. So there's always an expiration date in the future for these calls or put options. So you can buy the option to buy a stock at a particular price without actually buying the underlying stock. And then if the price of the stock goes up, you benefit from as much as the price of the stock went up, and you didn't have to buy the stock in the first place. You just bought an option. Okay, so let's say with this $30 stock that you wanted to call, you could buy a call option at $25, let's say. And usually you buy the option to buy 100 shares. So you want the option to buy 100 shares of GameStop at $25. You think the price is going to go up to $50. And then you can immediately buy the shares for $25 and sell them when the time comes for $50. And you profit as if you had 100 shares of the stock the whole time without having to have made that investment. All right, so if you bought it at $25, you're in the money because the stock's already worth $30. So stay with me. So you buy it, if you're at 20, it's already worth 30. So you're already in the money, $5 a share, if the stock price stays the same. So for that option, you're going to pay $5 a share plus a fee for the option. So so whatever it might be, it'll be at least $500 for that option plus whatever the fee is, depending on the volatility. You with me so far? So then what people are doing is buying options that are outside of the money, which means they're buying options that won't pay if the price stays the same. So, and in particular, in this case, people are buying options that expire on Friday. So they're betting that the price is going to reach a certain point by the end of this week. All right? And they're not buying $25 calls this morning. They're not buying $35 calls, which would be outside of the money. They're buying like $70 calls. Okay, so people are betting that the price will go up so much. They're betting that the price will go up more than is really reasonable to expect. In other words, that the price, if somebody buys, for example, in this situation we discussed, the stock was $30. If you are buying a call option, and from what I understand, people were buying them way out, like, for example, like $70. So that means if the stock price didn't get to $70 by Friday, that option would expire completely worthless. And those kind of call options are the most popular things traded right now on Wall Street. People making bets that the price will go up almost to infinity. People will just take the call option that's the most outside of the money, put their money in that. And then that, in and of itself, is causing the price to go up. Because people who sell call options have to buy the stock to hedge themselves. And it has to do with a totally new kind of investing where people, and so again, people are buying these things and paying money for them. Not an insignificant amount, but way less than if they actually had to buy the stock. And they're putting significant amounts of money in these options that really nobody should be buying. Nobody in their right mind would buy. But they're piling into them because they've learned that if they do that, these apes, retards, whatever you want to call them, that's what they call themselves, so it's not pejorative. They're just piling into these deep outside of the money call options to drive up the price of the stock. And from what this guy was talking about, and that causes the gamma squeeze. And that could happen forever, until people really start to sell. But the point that was made on this podcast is that, the reason that AMC, that GameStop stock stopped going up was because of Robinhood. And that if Robinhood hadn't shut down, that GameStop would have kept going up until something like infinity. What's being suggested as a possibility is that we are in the early stages of what's going on with AMC, and that people are going to keep using this gamma squeeze, buying outside the money call options, to keep the price going up, maybe through the end of the week, maybe longer. Am I buying call options on AMC stock? Well, the thing I was listening to made it sound like it wasn't that crazy. He said, don't do it. It's very risky. And it has to do with a completely new investing philosophy, like a new investing paradigm, which is the YOLO paradigm, which is that investors are different now. And I guess it's these millennials and Zoomers who are nihilistic. It's very nihilistic. People making bets because they literally don't care if they lose their entire investment. Because that's what it takes to buy these options. You have to really, really not care, because the chances are when you buy something like that it goes to zero. Not that you lose 50% or 20% or, like Bitcoin just had a big fall, right? No, not like that. Like you lose 100%. It's like almost guaranteed. And except that a bunch of other people are doing exactly the same thing and gaming the system. So that's what's going on. And if it does continue to go on forever, or for a while, we're already at a pretty high market cap for AMC. It could get kind of out of control. And the federales might want to do something about it. I mean, that's what it could come down to. So it is not normal. These financial instruments that people are buying, these outside the money call options, that wasn't normal that just regular retail investors would be messing around with stuff like that in the past. This is new because of these online brokers offering these products to everybody. And a lot of these people investing are really just kids who've made a lot of money riding the meme stock wave and the YOLO attitude. It's the reason that we've been in a market where people make stupid decisions, like putting all their money in Dogecoin or Shiba Inu or AMC or GameStop, where people make stupid decisions, make really, really big profits. So it just makes me think, gosh, I need to think more like a stupid person, because that's where all the money's at. So I don't like messing around with stocks. I don't like that it doesn't even trade 24 hours a day. And I don't really have any money to mess around with stuff. But it was an interesting argument. I thought I'd just tell you what was going on. And it is crazy. Like, even I'm kind of an old man-ish, I guess, because I think it is kind of crazy that people should be able to mess around with these things, these call options. I don't know if everybody should be able to deal with those. They're extremely risky. But free markets and all. And as long as people know what risks they're taking, then I definitely have no problem with people gambling. It's up to them. But this is stuff where it's, on the borderline where they might try to make it illegal. So that's what could be coming down the pike. But I'm going to be looking at AMC stock tomorrow. I guess it's around $60 a stock. But you don't know if you want to mess around with these people. These people don't care. These young investors, they really don't care about their money. I don't know if I'm there yet. So that's the news. Just wanted to give you an update on that. I found it pretty interesting, and I'm definitely going to be watching it. It's all part of the hyperinflation trade. The thesis that this guy had is basically that people have just, for the time being, shifted their speculative fervor from crypto back into meme stocks. That we went from meme stocks to crypto, and now we're back to meme stocks, and eventually we'll go back to crypto. So I think crypto really is where it's at long term, and I don't know. I wouldn't want to buy AMC stock to hold it forever. That's for sure. If I was going to get involved, it would be with the intention of doing something very short term. I don't know how you can justify the valuation. Cryptos, yeah, I can understand the long term potential for those. Really interesting stuff going on in financial markets. It is the end. I always talk about it. This is the end. Somebody in my Discord chat kind of said just what's happening with AMC worries them, makes them think that we're getting there, to the finale, the reset. So AMC stock to the moon, meme stocks to the moon. All right, so that's the update I had for you guys today. Thanks for tuning in. You can sign up for the crypto meetup where we just talk about crypto and stuff on Sundays by going to bitcoinmissionary.com. That's at 10 a.m. Pacific time. It's like a private meetup to talk about crypto with people who are serious. I'll try to make sure serious people are there. So sign up for that, And if you want to do crypto consulting, you can also go to the same website, bitcoinmissionary.com. All right, thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate it. And for YouTube, that is what it is.